nights, truths on the run. Buried secrets were the ones who dig them up for fun. Headstones in the graveyard where stories reside. We bring back headlines, no place to hide. Try to cover it, but we'll find the trace. Shadows and whispers, no escape from this place. Headstones and headlines, where the truth collides. We'll expose the lies. There's no way to hide. From the dirt to the grit, we'll make it clear. True crime uncovered, it's why we're here. The headline tells a tale of deceit. From the grave to the page, the truth remains. Cold cases, long leads, nothing gets by. We turn the stones, leave no questions why. You can run, but we're hard on the trail. Every secret's revealed, no matter how stale. Headstones and headlines, where the truth collides. We'll expose the lies. There's no way to hide. From the dirt to the grit, we'll make it clear. True crime uncovered, it's why we're here. In the dark of the night, we bring it to light. Every crime, every lie, every fight. No stone left unturned, no truth left unsaid. We write the headlines from the graves of the dead. Headstones and headlines, where the truth collides. We'll expose the lies. There's no way to hide. From the dirt to the grit, we'll make it clear. True crime uncovered, it's why we're here. Headstones and headlines, where the stories remain. We dig 'em up, we feel their pain. The truth is out, the case is closed, but our search for justice never slows.
Hey everyone, happy Saturday. It's been a while. I think it's been actually over a week since I've gone live. Maybe I'm not even sure. I haven't really been feeling like going live. And, I enjoy making the shorts, and a lot of the stories that I see don't necessarily need a live stream. So, yeah, I'm back. And we're supposed to get about a foot of snow overnight. I am not looking forward to that. So, hey, Road Rash, how are you? Pookie, thanks for being here. Steph B. Sinner, as always. So, yeah, more snow. I feel like I was talking to my coworkers the other day, and probably the past 10 years since I've lived in this house, at least, the winters have been really mild, very little snow. And this winter, I think we've gotten more snow than we have the past 5 years. But it's February. We have like another 6 or 7 weeks to get through, and then spring will be here. So, all right. Lots of stuff going on. The plane crashes, so it was about a week since I've been live. So, because I think that was last Tuesday, so maybe not exactly a week. But the plane crash in DC, you have the plane crash in Philly, which we do have a story about a little boy who survived that incident on the ground. And another plane went missing and then was discovered. The remains were discovered in Alaska. There was another plane crash in Brazil. I just feel like I don't know what's happening, but it needs to stop. Oh, thanks, AMAC. Thanks for being a member for 18 months. I'm going to have to get like a special gravestone for like 2 years, because I think, or 1 year. Well, actually 2 years, because you've already been here almost 2 years. We'll have to see. I'll have to think about it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I keep clicking these by accident. There we go. Hey, Jenny, how are you? Yeah, the FAA was gutted. Sure was. But we're not going to get into all that today, because I will say I have a friend who is a big supporter of our current president, and she worked for USAID, where thousands of employees were laid off. So unfortunately, she is reaping what she sowed. It's really sad. I mean, and she's a good friend, and we have our differences, but we still get along. We just keep politics out of it. But it's really tragic that she supported the person who ultimately has taken her livelihood away from her. It's disgraceful. But enough about that. So the first thing, so we have a few stories going on. The first one is an update I just happened to see right before I went live, and that's why I was a little late. There was a little girl who was kidnapped in Texas, and I think this was 2020, maybe not that long ago. Well, yeah, around then. Anyways, this little girl was kidnapped from Texas. She was found in California outside of a laundromat because she had a sign that she was holding up in the window that said, "Help me." And someone at this laundromat saw it and called for help. And the man who is responsible for her kidnapping and other things was just sentenced to federal prison. So we have an update on that. As I mentioned, the little boy in Philadelphia, he's 10 years old. He was in the car with his dad and stepmom. Dad, unfortunately, was the civilian killed on the ground in Philadelphia. Stepmom is okay. And the little boy, God bless him, managed to get out of the car. He was burned over 90% of his body, and he was able to literally walk out of that inferno. And he was able to, be rushed to the hospital, and he seems to be in good spirits. So, let's see. Maybe that's not the same boy, actually, because there was another little boy that I think I'm getting my stories mixed up. I apologize. I'm sorry. There's so many stories going on in my head. but they interviewed his mom and dad, so it can't be, it has to be a different little boy. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, then we have a story of, I had seen a couple days ago, there was a car accident, or a car that broke down, and they discovered a body that was bound on the side of the road with no clothes on. Turns out it was a missing real estate agent in New York. So we have that. Yeah, so Pookie, that's the one I'm talking about, is a little boy who saved his sister. So, and that's why it can't be the one that walked out of the fire, because it's a different boy. The little boy that I'm going to show is, he was saving his sister, and a piece of shrapnel from the plane punctured his head. So there was another little boy who was burned 90% of his body. So two different little boys. I apologize for getting them mixed up. I know, he's a brave little kid. And then there's a couple of other stories I had seen. A Telemundo reporter who was covering the Super Bowl was discovered dead in his hotel room. A woman has been arrested, suspected of his murder. And that is a really tragic story. This kid was so young. And then we have a few other stories. The last story, I know, I always like to end it with like a feel-good story or something, more lighthearted. And this one is, I'm so glad I was able to see it. And I'm going to keep it till the end because it's great. It's great. Hey, One Way Street, how are you? Thanks for being here. All right, so let me add this. So this is the little girl who had been kidnapped in Texas, was driven to California, and this is the sign that she held up and was ultimately rescued outside a laundromat.
Now, a kidnapped girl's plea for help, scrawled on a crumbled piece of paper, helped save her from her alleged abductor. Police say a man kidnapped that 13-year-old girl at gunpoint in Texas and drove her all the way to Long Beach.
That's where Good Samaritans saw her note and then called police. KCAL's Michelle Sheely spoke with one of those Good Samaritans today.
The man kidnapped the girl in the car. Now they got him over there. The girl's in the car.
The manager of a Long Beach laundromat took this video as police blocked the entrance to Easy Wash on East 10th Street, ultimately arresting an alleged kidnapper and freeing a 13-year-old girl. Authorities say she'd been sexually abused for days and was held captive until a couple suspected there was trouble and dialed 911.
I just saw her mouth twice.
What did it look like?
Help me. Help me. And then when I turned around, the expression on her face when she was looking at me like, don't leave me. And that's when I told my boyfriend, she needs help.
Isaac's boyfriend saw the young girl hold up this handwritten sign in the suspect's.
And thank goodness, I'm not sure where she got this piece of paper, but thankfully she was able to not only get the attention of people in the parking lot while this monster was, out of the car, but this woman and her boyfriend would not leave. And that's, even if I saw someone who may not be in danger, but they were mouthing, help me, I probably would help them because, it's so surreal that, this woman and her husband just happened to be there at the same time.
Car window saying, help me. The Nissan was parked here in the laundromat parking lot. According to federal officials, 61-year-old Stephen Robert Soblin used a black BB gun to kidnap the teen from a Texas street on July 6th. She'd been reported as a runaway.
And that's the scary thing. A lot of these teenagers who are reported missing, they're just, swept under the rug as, they're just runaways. No, in this case, she was labeled a runaway, and some creep, a 61-year-old man, kidnapped her at gunpoint. And that's why I feel like regardless if they've run away before, if they've, done things before, you have to act like it's the first time.
6th and July 9th, Soblin is accused of driving from Texas to Long Beach, stopping along the way to commit sexual acts on the child.
Once they were in Long Beach, Mr. Soblin told her to take off her clothes, which she did not want to do. But again, fearful for her life, she did this. She took off her clothes and he took them into the laundromat with his own clothes and started washing them in the first washing machine closest to the door so he could continue to keep an eye on her while she remained in the car.
I think he let her go like a low down,
Easy Wash manager Touch Vong came face to face with the suspect.
He don't talk nobody, but I look into his eye. Yeah, he's not nice.
Record shows Stephen Robert Soblin has a 1979 robbery with a deadly weapon conviction, the same 6 years later, as well as a drug conviction.
And so you wouldn't think, what caused, he's obviously a violent person, but what led him to, although he probably maybe has done this before and just wasn't caught. He hasn't been charged with any other crime, but to go from, just something so different to kidnapping a young girl, and just, it's wild. Okay, so let me see. I had seen, so AMAC had mentioned about a hand sign that means distress. Hey Marie, how are you? If you see someone tuck their thumb into their palm, then close their fingers around it, that's a distress signal too. Interesting. I'll have to check that out.
The Texas man now has been indicted for the alleged kidnapping and faces life in prison if convicted. In Long Beach, Michelle Geely, KCAL News.
Okay, so that was the initial story. Crap. Give me 1 second. I screwed up. I just realized I don't have the second one in my slideshow. So I need to go get it from YouTube. So that was the initial story. And I totally forgot to put here it is. Okay. All right, so we're just going to go over to YouTube quickly.
New details now in the case of a 13-year-old girl rescued in Long Beach thanks to this handwritten note. The man convicted of kidnapping her from her Texas home is headed to federal prison. Today, a judge sentencing 63-year-old Stephen Soblin to 35 years behind bars. He abducted the girl at gunpoint more than a year and a half ago, repeatedly sexually assaulting her as he drove her to California. Good Samaritans came to her rescue outside a Long Beach laundromat. That's where she had placed the note in the man's car window. Hello, I'm Mark Brown.
And I thought they would have a little bit more of an update. And that's why I had put that initial story in, because they didn't really talk about the story. Thankfully, he was sentenced to 35 years. I don't think it's enough, but it is what it is. So Sinner had sent me. So AMAC had talked about this. So the universal hand signal for help, and this is actually the one that AMAC, I believe, had mentioned, is you tuck your thumb. Oh, and is part of it? Oh yeah, hold on a second. I got to zoom out a little bit. So tuck is number one, trap with your hands down, and then lift them up, repeat. So it's kind of like, yeah. So that's the universal sign for help. Have I heard about the 13-year-old girl from Northern Maine missing? No, I have not. If you want to email me that, Marie, that would be great. New Sweden, Maine. All right, so this next story is the little boy who he was with his dad and little sister, and they were in Philadelphia. They were at the shopping plaza where the plane crashed, and dad was driving. Little boy, little girl were, I would assume, in the back seat. And so, dad was like, get down. So the little boy shielded his sister. And then when dad turned around, the little boy had a piece of shrapnel lodged in his head. So I have 2 clips about the little boy. He is a huge Eagles fan, and as we know, the Eagles are playing this weekend. I'm actually rooting for the Eagles only because I lived in Philly for several years. So we're going to take a look at this. Stephanie Damron.
We're hearing from the family of a little boy injured during the Philadelphia plane crash when the jet crashed down near their car. Stephanie Ramos spoke to his father, and she joins us from Philadelphia. Good morning, Stephanie.
Rebecca, good morning. The family of that little boy named Trey tell us doctors initially told them he would never walk again because of his injuries. But the family tell us he has made tremendous progress and survived.
And I did do a short on this little boy. When I first saw the story, it was his mom and dad speaking to reporters, and mom completely broke my heart, but she just seems like such a sweet woman. So he's on the mend, and he's going to be physically okay.
Against all odds.
This morning, investigators combing through evidence into what may have caused that medical transport jet to crash in Philadelphia Friday, injuring at least 24 people and killing 7, 6 on board the jet and 1 person on the ground.
And one thing I didn't put in this slide, this live today, the black box on the Philadelphia plane did not have a data recorder. So it had audio, but it did not have data. So determining what happened or if anything had happened with the plane is going to be, I guess, less possible because there's no recording of what may or may not have happened. So that was kind of sad to hear. Hey, Curious, how are you? Oh, yeah. So if you want... Yeah, so Marie, if you just email me at headstonesandheadlines@gmail.com, I can forward your message to Pookie.
The cockpit voice recorder now in the hands of the NTSB. And now the family of one of the survivors, a 10-year-old boy, sharing their experience.
My baby in there. It's hard to see him like that.
Trey Howard was seriously injured by flying debris.
Felt like it was a movie, like a horror movie.
His dad, Andre Howard Jr., says he was picking up donuts with 3 of his kids, ages 4, 7, and 10, when the jet came crashing down.
That's a whole plane right there burning, y'all.
It sounded like a missile was firing bullets, metal at my car, everyone else's car.
Andre immediately backed up his car while his son Trey covered his little sister, protecting her.
I turn around, he has metal out the side of his head.
A police officer rushed them to the hospital where he had emergency brain surgery.
What were you told Friday?
That it was a strong chance he might not survive.
Miraculously, he's now awake and recovering, even talking.
He says thank you to everybody. He cries, Daddy, I'm a celebrity. No, you're bigger than a celebrity. You're a superhero.
A little superhero that has been through so much in the last few days. To lift his spirits, one of his favorite NBA players, the 76ers, Tyrese Maxey, visited him in the hospital. Trey's family says they are so grateful for everyone's support, but most importantly, to still have their little boy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, here Trey is a big Eagles fan, and he was hoping that he hadn't missed the game.
Yes, he is.
Hey, Stephanie.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, and he is a huge Eagles fan. So The next story has to do with the Philadelphia Eagle cheerleaders visited Andre in the hospital. So this is kind of a, more lighthearted story. He is a superhero for sure. And, the one interview with Dad I had seen initially, usually the one hospital doesn't take children because, they would go to CHOP or Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. But this hospital, took him and operated on him and got him stable enough to be transferred to CHOP. So, what a great little boy. Oh, please, Sinner. Yeah. Go Eagles. Go Eagles.
A 10-year-old boy who was injured in last week's plane crash in Philadelphia got a surprise visit in the hospital from the Philadelphia Eagles cheerleaders. Trey Howard was not on the plane. All 6 people on board were killed, but he was one of the dozens of people on the ground injured by flying debris. He had to undergo emergency brain surgery and is now recovering. He's also a big Eagles fan, so the team sent a pair of cheerleaders to see him. They came bearing Eagles swag and a promise to remember him during Sunday's Super Bowl.
If you see us waving on TV, just know we're waving to you, okay? It's a special wave for you. A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Oh, his dad says when Trey woke up from surgery, one of the first things he asked was, "Did I miss the Super Bowl?" Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown has said that he will be playing for Trey on Sunday. So go Eagles.
Yeah,
Don't let Sofo see that. Yeah, really cool. Such a cute little boy. All right, so the next story I have is the one that was on the thumbnail. And Sinner had sent this to me, I think, yesterday. And so this 19-year-old was hit by a car, and turns out it was an LAPD sergeant who was allegedly drunk, and he was charged with DUI, I believe. And he just took off. And there has been updates in it that are quite infuriating, but we'll get to that.
An LAPD police sergeant has been arrested by authorities in the OC accused of hitting and killing a pedestrian with his vehicle while under the influence of alcohol and then driving off.
Orange County Bureau Chief Chip Yost is live in Santa Ana with some details for us. Hi, Chip.
Yeah, hey there, Glenn and Lou. Yes, an LAPD officer has been accused of killing a 19-year-old man in a DUI hit and run. That 19-year-old lived here in Santa Ana, and we just spoke to his family, who are still working their way through their grief in this case. Let's take a look at a picture of the young 19-year-old who was killed in this. You're looking at a picture of 19-year-old Emmanuel Salvador Gonzalez. His friends call him Manny. On Saturday at about 4 in the morning, he was in Tustin near Nissan and Del Amo when police say a car struck him. Police were called about a person down in the street over there. They got there, and that's when they found Gonzalez in the street. He was killed in that accident, but according to the LA Times, the car didn't stick around. The car took off, and it was later determined the car was driven by an LAPD sergeant. Let's show you some video from court this afternoon of that LAPD sergeant, Carlos Coronel. He was arrested, according to the LA Times, at Newton Division. According to the Times, hours after that accident Saturday morning, he went to work at Newton Division, and that's where he was arrested.
Wow. So he just got up, business as usual, and probably working off a hangover. Gross.
We're still waiting for confirmation on all of that from some of the different agencies involved, but according to the Times, that's where he was arrested. Some searches we did of the Orange County court system showed today that he has a previous DUI back in 2011. He was arrested by the CHP in Buena Park, was put on.
And that was probably the only other time he's been caught, in my opinion.
probation in that case. The reason he was in court today was not because of what he was arrested for over the weekend. The DA still hasn't made a filing decision in the weekend case where that young man was killed. He was in court today and in custody for a probation violation stemming from that 2011 DUI case. A little bit earlier, we spoke to the brokenhearted stepfather of the young man killed. Here's a little bit from him.
He's everything to me. He's my world. He's a very lovable kid, very respectful. You know, he never gave us problems. He's just the most sweetest boy in the world.
The LAPD put out a statement that says the Los Angeles Police Department is committed to upholding the highest standards of integrity, professionalism, and accountability. We do not tolerate misconduct of any kind, and any violations of department policies or the public trust are taken seriously. All allegations of officer misconduct are thoroughly investigated, and appropriate action is taken to ensure accountability. Our commitment is to serve and protect the community with fairness, respect, and transparency. Now, as far as that court hearing earlier today, it appears that he was sentenced to, I believe, and we'll have to go back and double check this. I was watching it online, but it sounded like he was sentenced to 30 days in jail for the probation violation. He got some credit for time served, but from what it sounded like, he will be in custody at least for the next several days. During that time, it's possible charges could be filed by the DA's office in this other case. We're trying to clarify a lot of that at the moment because we're all getting this information within the last hour or so. But for now, reporting live here in Santa Ana, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.
Chip, thank you.
And for those of you who are angry, you will be even more angry. So this is an article from CBS News. LAPD sergeant arrested in connection with deadly hit and run crash in Orange County. This was from the 5th. Orange County prosecutors declined to file charges against a sergeant from the LAPD who allegedly drove away from a deadly crash this weekend. The collision happened early Saturday morning near Nissan Road and Del Amo Avenue, according to the Tustin Police Department. Investigators believe the crash critically injured Santa Ana resident Emmanuel Salvador Gonzalez, 19. Orange County Fire Authority declared him dead when they arrived. I'm sad. My heart is broken, his mother, Ariana, said. Officers connected debris in the roadway to a black 2021 Chevrolet Silverado owned by 40-year-old Carlos Coronel, according to Tustin Police. The LA Times reported that Coronel is a sergeant with LAPD's Newton Division. So they were able to find his vehicle because he left parts of it in the roadway where he hit Emmanuel. Yeah, exactly. WTF. Let me be clear. The actions alleged in this case are absolutely unacceptable. Sergeant Cornell's alleged involvement in a felony hit and run is not only disturbing, but it betrays the trust of the public and the oath we take as law enforcement officers, LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell stated. The Orange County District Attorney's Office declined to press charges and asked Tustin Police to continue investigating the case. There is no tolerance for criminal behavior within this department, and I want to ensure the community that we will continue to cooperate with the Tustin Police Department and the Orange County District Attorney's Office as their investigation continues. Court records show that Cornell pled no contest to a misdemeanor DUI charge in 2011 and was sentenced to serve 129 hours of community service. He failed to complete the court-ordered punishment, prompting a warrant for his arrest in 2012. Cornell appeared in court on Tuesday for the 2012 probation violation, according to the OCDA. I agree. It is BS. And so he's going to be in jail less than 30 days because he was sentenced to 30 days, but then he got, credit for time served. This guy is a, I don't even know the word. I was going to say douchebag, but unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Give me 1 second. I just got to fix this. One of my slides is messed up. No, stop it. Stop it. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I just have another. Oh, it's your language is fine. Believe me. So this is just another clip I have, and then I do have another article, a short article about his family.
And tonight we're hearing from the family of a 19-year-old whose life was tragically cut short over the weekend in Orange County. Good evening once again, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Michael Brownlee. That teenager was killed in an apparent hit and run involving an LAPD sergeant. NBC4's Amber Free is live and testing with more on how he's being remembered by his family. Amber.
Hey, Michael, Colleen, the family tells me they just learned this morning through a different news outlet that their son may have been killed by a police officer with the LAPD. They say knowing that it may be someone who's supposed to be protecting public safety makes it so much worse. Imanol Salvador's stepdad can't stop replaying their final moments together.
And he hugged me from behind like this, and he kissed me on top of the head. He said, "I love you, Dad. I love you so much. I'll see you later."
Imanol left his home Friday night for a walk, something his family says was routine. Around 1 a.m., his mother, Ariana Salvador, called to check in.
Como a la 1 de la mañana todavía le hablé y le dije, Manuel, ¿estás bien?
But she says he told her he was on his way back home, but he never made it. Less than 2 miles away, near Del Amo Avenue and Nissan Road, a car came out of nowhere, hitting and killing him. The driver never stopped.
Y lo dejó ahí tirado.
The Tustin Police Department later identified the driver as 40-year-old Carlos Coronel, a sergeant with the LAPD.
He's supposed to be a public servant, supposed to, keep the criminals off the streets.
And this isn't his first run-in with the law. Records obtained by NBC4 reveal Coronel was convicted of a DUI in 2011.
And he didn't even serve jail time. He was sentenced to 129 hours of community service, and he couldn't even fulfill that obligation. He's a public servant serving his community, yet couldn't fulfill his hours of community service.
LAPD Police Chief Jim McDonnell had a few words to say about it.
We want to be able to focus on talking to our own people. They're under tremendous stress and deal with it.
Oh, bullshit. So, come on. Everybody's under stress. It doesn't make them, it's a choice to drive drunk, and it's a choice to drive off after hitting someone. Maybe he was so drunk he didn't realize he hit someone. That is a possibility. But when you wake up and see your car the next morning and realize there's damage, I'd probably be like, what the F happened? What did I do? But no, he just went to work like nothing happened.
In different ways. This is not the way to deal with it.
Police are still investigating what led to Saturday morning's crash. But for Imanol's family, the pain of losing their oldest son is unbearable.
My son deserves justice. But even so,
he does.
Even if justice is served, it's still not enough to bring my son's life back. He's gone. He's gone.
Oh,
a flower memorial now stands near the intersection where Imanol lost his life. Imanol leaves behind his parents and 2 younger siblings, ages 12 and 6. And his parents also shared with us that Imanol was helping them save for a home. And now those savings will have to be used for his funeral. Live in Tustin, Amber Frias, NBC4 News.
Yeah, AMAC, exactly. It was a drunk driver. And, they keep saying alleged. No, he did it. Like, his pieces of his car were at the scene. There's no alleged in this situation. And hopefully, the not only his family, but the community as well become outraged and, call the DA, write the DA. This kid deserves justice. And to say that, the DA saying, to the police department, keep investigating. Investigate what? What else do you need? I don't get it. I agree. He should go to jail. Like anyone else. Yep. Oh, do you, AMAC? You'll have to email it to me or send it to me. So this is from ABC7. Heartbroken parents want justice for son killed in Tustin hit and run. This was also February 5th. Hardly able to hold her head up, this mother says she feels a void in her heart after her son, Eminol Salvador, never returned home from a night walk. Tustin police say the 19-year-old was the victim of a hit and run in the early morning hours this past Saturday. The victim's mother, Ariana Salvador Gonzalez, tells ABC7 it's not fair her son was left on the street to die. She wants justice. I agree with her. Eminol's parents want the suspect locked up for the rest of his life. Investigators say that's Carlos Gonzalo Coronel, a sergeant with the LAPD. He's supposed to be protecting us, protecting the people, not killing, said Rodeo Calba, the victim's father. Officers arrested Coronel Saturday night. I had read that LAPD statement. The LAPD sergeant has criminal history. He was involved in a hit. Oh, wait a minute. They didn't say this in the last news clip. He was involved in a hit and run in 2011, a DUI to which he pleaded no contest. A probation violation from that case landed the 40-year-old back in court, with the judge saying Coronel failed to pay fines and finish his community service. So it wasn't just a DUI in 2011. It was a DUI hit and run. What did he hit back then? Marie, I would leave, completely go out and come back in, because I know that was happening. The last comment I see from you was, I'm not cussing and my comments aren't going through, but then I also saw there is no greater pain than losing a child, even if it's a step parent. Oh no, you're okay, Marie. It's, it happens and it's frustrating. Let's see. Tustin police say at the request of the OCDA's office, they are conducting further investigation to resubmit the hit and run case. Meanwhile, the victim's parents are trying to explain to their younger children why their big brother isn't coming home. A young man they describe as a role model, caring, loving, saving up to help his parents buy a house. And I do have the link to the GoFundMe. That one is way too long. Let's see. Share. Copy link. They have raised enough money. Their goal was 7,000 and they've raised almost 8,000. So I was happy to see that, but it's still, awful. And I saw that there was a hyperlink. Let me see. I want to know where this goes. Carlos. Oh, it's just the same story.
4 o'clock, an LAPD sergeant has been arrested.
Stop it. I just wanted to see if this had any. Okay, so this does have a few more details. So Carlos Gonzalo Coronel of Bueno Park was booked into the Orange County Jail on Sunday, according to court records. He is accused of hitting 19-year-old Emmanuel of Santa Ana just before 4 a.m. Saturday near Nissan Road and Del Amo Avenue. When officers responded to a person down in the roadway call, they saw the victim and debris from a car indicating a hit and run. Investigators later determined the suspect vehicle was a black 2021 Chevy Silverado. crew cab pickup. The registered owner of the vehicle was Cornell, and he was subsequently arrested. Okay, so see, this one is saying just DUI too. Cornell was due in court Tuesday on a probation violation accusation stemming from a DUI in 2011, according to court records. Cornell pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor count of driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs on September 24th, 2011. Nothing about the hit and run. So I'm guessing it's because he pled no contest, but maybe they couldn't find evidence of the hit and run for that one either. All right, so that's all the same though that I had said before. Hey Nanny, how are you? So either way, just terrible. I actually hadn't realized that the sergeant, the DA wasn't going to press charges until, I did a little more research before my live, and I was like, well, this is not good. This is not good. It blows my mind how many officers drive drunk. They don't fear losing their career or hypocrisy, or most of all, hurting people they pledge to protect. I mean, even, I feel like it's just, a lot of professions that are here to protect or like save lives. I feel like something needs to be done in this case. And hopefully, I mean, I don't know what the DA's office wants, what else they want the local police to find in their investigation, but I feel like, I don't know, it's very frustrating. Oops. I've had an experience with a tipsy officer. Unfortunately for him, I went to high school with a supervisor. Yeah, they think they're invincible. And in this case, this guy is. I mean, he didn't even complete his community service. Like, what a douchebag. Like, that's what he is. He's a douchebag. Like, too good to even, like, fulfill 129 hours. What is that? Like, 5 to 6 days worth of community service? Less than a week of community service. He can't even do that. All right, so changing gears. This story I saw a couple days ago, and I hadn't looked at it again. And then when I was going to just add this clip to my slideshow, the update showed up, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrifying. And if not for this, disabled vehicle, I don't know if this man would have been found.
Another disturbing crime story, this time a discovery on the side of a busy expressway in Queens during the morning rush hour today. Cops found a dead body, tied up dead body. Detectives think he may have been shot in the head. Tonight, the investigation into this mystery is just beginning. Who was this? How did the victim get there? And who did this? Eyewitness News reporter Stacey Sager live in Queens Village for us with the latest. Stace?
Well, Bill, it was certainly a very shocking discovery this morning out here near the Clearview Expressway. A dead body. Authorities say it looked like a man in his 20s or 30s. And yes, he was tied up. Now, investigators trying to figure out why. The Clearview Expressway running north and south here in Queens near Union Turnpike this morning, where a disabled driver and a second motorist who stopped to help in these northbound lanes suddenly got a clear view of something they wished they hadn't. A dead body.
Oh, thank you, Nanny. Oh, you didn't have to pay a late fee. We don't have late fees here, but I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, we don't have late fees. We don't have late fees because it's better you're late than you never show up. So thank you though.
body and some weeds just off the road. And soon it was a major police investigation.
It's scary. It's very scary.
Those who live and work right nearby stunned to learn the body was tied at the hands and feet and appeared to have head trauma, possibly from a gunshot wound.
Wow, that's weird. And I leave work at 10 at night. That's not good. And I always walk here.
A neighborhood where any suspicious sound is mostly quieted by the constant hum of highway traffic.
We're here 40 years, nothing like this happened. So it's
anything. You understand? The highway is right there. The car is right there. You don't hear anything.
Something perhaps a killer would have known.
you never know when somebody is lurking about.
You're
And
right,
probably they
lady.
kill him somewhere and bring the body there too.
Dump the body.
Yes, yes.
And that's certainly a working theory. You can bet investigators will be looking into it. The medical examiner was also out here throughout much of the day. They'll be doing an autopsy, of course, trying to identify the victim and a cause of death. We're live out here in Queens Village. I'm Stacey Sager, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Oh, Glow says I'm sleeping most of the time myself. Glow, are you getting the snow that I'm guessing you're going to get the snow that I'm getting? We're supposed to get up to a foot. It's supposed to start around 7 tonight and then end around, I don't know, sometime mid-morning. I'm not looking forward to it. Marie says, I had a stalker and it was scary and I still can't really feel free. I can't imagine it being a cop, just a weirdo narcissist who felt rejected. I must have missed something that Pookie said. Excuse me. Lots and lots and lots of snow. I know. I wish it would get it out of its system. Like I was thinking, even last winter, I was outside a lot. I mean, I was outside a lot because we would get snow, but then it would melt and then I'd be able to go out and, do my hiking or my walks or do my hills. And this year I just can't get out. And I think that might be part of the reason why I'm in such a funk when it comes to going live. I just want to come home and snuggle up and just definitely have a seasonal depression here. The snow is already taller than your dog. I know. Oh, you have a foot on the ground already. Let's see, I had a snow day on Thursday, and at least where I am, because I'm in the valley, we maybe got like 2 inches of snow. Most of it was ice. I mean, it was just pure ice underneath the snow. So I kind of left the snow. I didn't really shovel the snow because then it would just, you have no traction on the ice. Yeah, kitty cuddle time. Absolutely. I didn't get any snow when I was supposed to on my birthday. Some of the girls bought me a snow cone machine to make up for it. Oh my gosh. I know. I couldn't believe you guys were under a winter weather warning. I was like, what? What is going on? All right. So this is the update to the last clip. I could go for a snow cone. That sounds really good. Although I was more partial to slush puppies. We had this ice cream shop down the street from where my grandma was. And I would go and we would go and get slush puppies all the time after school. We would walk down there and the red or the blue, that was my favorite. But I miss them. I miss slush puppies. Oh, I have a lot of cuddly kitties, Glow, and they all today there was a little bit of a scuffle because one of them was next to me. Like I have this big oversized chair, so one was next to me on the armrest and then another one was on me, and the one on the armrest like got up to walk, to get off, and the other one like starts swatting. It's like, okay, Calm down. Calm down, kiddies. You all can have a turn. You can all have a turn.
What started out as a missing persons case has now ended in a homicide investigation in Queens.
Police say a real estate agent was murdered, and as John Diaz reports, his body was dumped on the side of a highway.
He never replied to my texts, never replied to my calls.
For almost a month, Valerie Pierre says he was trying to get in touch with his best friend, 57-year-old Emmanuel Moncure.
It was so unusual, so I had to do something.
So what'd you do?
I called 911.
That phone call, though, led to something he feared, a homicide investigation.
And so how scary. I'm going to definitely follow this because, you know, I mean, it seems like this guy was, you know, successful. He was a real estate agent. He, you know, had a career. Thankfully, he had friends who looked out for him and realized something was amiss and reported him missing. Just, you know, and just the disregard, these, you know, whoever did this just dumped him on the side of the freeway like it was nothing, like he was nothing.
On Tuesday, 10 miles from Moncure's Ridgewood apartment, police sources say his body was discovered by motorists in the grass next to the Clearview Expressway near Union Turnpike. His hands and feet were bound together. Pierre says his friend was an honest real estate broker.
So isn't that hogtied when your hands and feet are bound together? Isn't that what that's called? One way street says, I get the sad, it's hard to overcome. At least the days are. Yes. And I noticed the other day it was after 5 and it was still daylight out. I was like, thank goodness. It definitely helps the days getting longer, because getting dark at 4 o'clock, I mean, that's really depressing. And then you think it's time to go to bed at 7 o'clock. It's like, no, it's too early, because then I'll be up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wondering who could do this.
I'm confused because he's such a good guy. I can guarantee Emmanuel is not a person we're going to involve in bad business.
Originally from Haiti, Moncure did have family in the city. They didn't want to do an in-person interview, but his brother told me over the phone he found out the news Thursday after not hearing from his brother for weeks.
Well, I last saw him late November or early December. I last spoke with him and wishing each other Happy New Year on New Year's Day.
Moncure's friends also devastated over the news.
I feel bad. He's one of my friends for 20 years plus.
Sad news for me, and as a neighbor, I'm shocked.
Police have yet to make any arrests. They say they're still actively investigating. From Ridgewood, Queens, John Diaz, CBS News, New York.
And so far, police say they have not identified any suspects.
And I'm going to actually look up, because I think this article or this news clip was from yesterday. So I'm guessing there probably hasn't been any updates, but I'll definitely check. Marie says, if you freeze vitamin water, it freezes like a slush puppy. Really? It's my nighttime snack. The Triple X is my favorite too. That's my favorite too. I'm going to have to try that one day. Huh. So you just freeze it? You don't have to do anything with it, and then you just take it out and it's like slushy? Because wouldn't it freeze solid? I don't know. You have to give me more direction here. But that sounds really good, actually. I actually went to today because it's supposed to snow, and I was like, I had to run errands this morning anyway. So I'm like, I'll just go to the store. I haven't been in a store, I don't even know, like probably just a few times, especially a grocery store, because when C-19 hit, I did pickup. And then I just, Walmart sent this promotion thing like, oh, we have, Walmart Plus, you can get delivery for free if you spend $35. So I've been getting just, the delivery. So today I actually went to Aldi's and wandered around, and I got myself some cheesecake. They have these It's like 2 slices in this little, it's in the frozen section. There's plain cheesecake and then there's the strawberry one. So I always, like, whenever I go to LD's, which isn't very often these days, I always get one of those cheesecake things. And I ate one earlier. It's so freaking good. If you have an LD's, definitely try out the strawberry cheesecake in the freezer section because it is so good. So good. The owner. Did I miss something? So, Nanny, was someone arrested in this case already? Is that what you're saying? I'm actually looking now to see. Oh, okay. My bad. It was something that happened. I must have missed your earlier comment. And oh yeah, so the yesterday is the is when that clip was from. So hopefully they'll be able to figure out who did that, because I mean, I can't imagine being that like insensitive to human life. Okay, so Marie says, I just stick a bottle in the freezer for a few hours. It melts faster and freezes slower than a bottle of water. It freezes more like a slushie. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to try that. Oh no, you're fine, Nanny. Don't worry. So this next story I saw right before coming live, and I hadn't realized, because it was Inside Edition, I had their clip initially, so I'm like, let me look more into this. And so they actually had arrested a woman. This is a reporter from Telemundo. He was covering the Super Bowl in New Orleans, and he was discovered dead in his hotel room. And they have now arrested a woman suspected of his murder. And so young. So young.
27-year-old sports reporter and anchor Adon Manzano was found unresponsive in a hotel room, according to police, and later pronounced dead, though the cause of his death is still unknown. A woman.
Okay, so let me modify my statement. Allegedly murdered. Allegedly.
Danette Colbert is currently behind bars after authorities say they tracked her on surveillance video entering his hotel room early Wednesday morning.
A short time later, the female left and then came back. And then by 6 a.m., she left and never returned.
Law enforcement located Colbert in New Orleans late last night, then obtained a warrant for her residence, where they found Manzano's credit card, his cell phone, narcotics, and a firearm, though they don't believe it's related to this case.
Criminal history does include 2
Oh, so they're saying, because when I saw that initially, I'm like, they found his credit card in her possession. How is that not related to the case? I think now that I listened to it again, I think they were referring to the firearm. They don't believe the firearm was related to this case.
instances where she drugged a victim.
Really,
for now, she's being charged with property crimes, though police say that could change. Manzano was profiled by a Kansas City station about a year ago, talking about covering the Super Bowl.
I used to dream about it, but I never expected that it was going to come that soon.
The young Telemundo journalist and father lost his wife in a car accident last year. He was raising their daughter alone. His Kansas City station posting in part.
So now that poor baby is an orphan. So his wife just passed this past April. Well, about a year ago. And so now he's passed away. So this baby, both parents in a year, less than a year.
Part on its website, Adon was a true professional and a rising star who exemplified excellence in his work. Even the local soccer team paying tribute, saying he covered Sporting KC and all sports in Kansas City with class and passion. Now questions mounting amidst a devastating development rocking the sports world and beyond. Sam Brock, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news.
All right. Oh, no. Come on. Sorry, Lester. I forgot to cut that part off. He did solid football coverage. Yeah, 27 years old. And, you know, I'm curious to find out more, like once, you know, investigators look more into, you know, what happened. And the fact that the woman, like, they saw surveillance of her going to the hotel room, she left the hotel room, and then she went back to the hotel room and then left again. It's weird to me that she went back and then left again. Because, like, what was she doing? Like, checking to make sure he was not alive? Like, what? Hey, Team Brit, how are you? So this next one, this poor bear, I saw this the other day, and this poor guy. So at first I hadn't read the headline because I just saw this little bear, and I was like, oh my gosh, this poor bear. And then when I, you know, listened to it further, this bear was found hiding underneath a home in Altadena, which, for those of you who may not know, was completely wiped out by the Palisades fire about a month ago. Was it a month ago? Yeah. And I just look at his sad little face, this poor little bear, and, you know, it's just so sad. But he's okay. So that's why I'm showing you this story, because he's okay.
Now at 10:30, a scary surprise when utility workers came to restore power to a home in Altadena after the Eaton fire. A massive bear.
Oh, and I was wrong. It was the Eaton fire. The Palisades fire was on, like, more north.
Living in the crawl space under a home. Now, the bear was too big to tranquilize, so wildlife officials had to figure out another way to coax the bear out from under the home.
Rick Chambers live in Altadena with a story. Wow.
I just realized, does anyone else think that news reporter looks like Josh Brolin when in his Goonies days? I just looked quick and I was like, wait, he looks like Josh Brolin from Goonies.
Rick.
Yeah, Micah, the homeowner tells me that he had known that this bear was under his house for weeks, but coming home after being evacuated, that was to another shock. He said that the utility crews, as you mentioned, wouldn't turn the gas back on because the bear was so close. So they called in Fish and Wildlife.
Yeah, I realized that it was a large boar, a large bear.
About a quarter ton's worth.
Aww.
Those are wildlife biologist Kevin Howell's legs sticking out of this crawl space. And this is what he was looking at. 525 pounds of black bear.
Black bears, fortunately, are they're not aggressive. They're just very curious animals. And it was pretty neat seeing a bear that size because a lot of the bears I handle are much smaller.
I would be a little freaked out. I mean, not aggressive or not, it's still a bear. It's still a bear. But look at him just, seeking shelter under this person's home. And I mean, the person said they knew that the bear had been there, which, I mean, how nice of them to let this bear hibernate in their crawl space. But I agree with the electric, the gas people. Nope. You need to get the bear somewhere else safe.
This Altadena home had been evacuated during the Eaton fire, and the bear had already been underneath it, denning up.
Hey, bear.
Now, even though Howells had 7 people with him, he knew that tranquilizing the behemoth and dragging it out wasn't an option. So they put a metal trap over this crawl space entrance and baited it.
We went and got some apples, peanut butter, some chicken, some rotisserie chicken,
as well as a butterscotch and vegetable oil
They
spray.
made him come
And it
out
worked.
and get
We were
it.
pretty fortunate that the bear came out and did all the heavy lifting for
He
us,
is a
and were
big
able to trap
bear.
it there that afternoon.
Then they drove the bear into the forest where they did tranquilize it and measured it and tagged it.
And then we applied a GPS collar. Fortunately, we had one of our largest collar sizes on us because, yep, the bear needed it.
But they still didn't know the bear's sex. So Howells crawled to the rear of it.
That was me attempting to lift up one of the back quarters, one of the legs, to sex the bear. But it ended up taking 3 people to be able to lift up that back quarter.
It's an older adult male, they determined,
Oh.
and after about 20 hours, they finally released it. Now, Fish and Wildlife doesn't normally remove bears from crawl spaces, but they realized the evacuees had already been through enough.
With the lack of utilities on in the home, and being affected by the fire, that was the deciding factor.
Oh my God, he's so freaking cute.
Yeah, the folks around here say they've seen this bear in the neighborhood for years. In fact, they named it Barry, but it'll likely be a while before it wanders back. In Altadena, I'm Rick Chambers. Guys, I'll throw it back to you in Hollywood.
You know, he's a handsome fella, Barry. But I'm glad that they got him out and safe.
Big boy.
He is a big.
And the silver-haired chap looks like Bob Barker's brother. Yeah, he does a little bit. Yes, he does. He also reminds me, the silver-haired one, someone on a soap opera. I can't remember what one. But he reminds me of somebody on a soap opera that I used to watch a long time ago with my grandma. We saw a random bear walking in the backyard one day years back. He was just chilling and not bothering anything. Went back over the fence and didn't see him again. That's one thing I haven't seen. I haven't seen a bear where I am, or even at my parents', because my parents are more like country. But I have seen them at my previous employment. That was like really woodsy. You would see black bears. He was super cute. I would not care if boy, girl right then. Well, and you could tell, I mean, to me, it looks like he's an older bear. Like he's got like, kind of like the older, his fur is a little grayish to me. Yeah, but I mean, it's cool that they're going to track him now to see what he's up to. I drove up to my daughter's school years ago and there was a huge bear. I was like, no school today, mommy, daughter day. There you go. There you go. Barry Manilow. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was in the city. Okay. My gosh. Yeah, that would be a shock for sure, seeing a bear in the city. I mean, if he's hungry though, he's going to go where there's food. All right, so we have 2 more stories. The next one is Greece is being inundated with earthquakes. So thousands have, and this one got screwed up too. Give me 1 second. I don't know why I'm screwing up my slides so bad. Usually I do so good. And while I'm at it, I want to check the last one too, just in case. Yeah, the last one's good. Okay. If it was off center, it'd bother me the whole time. Bears. Let's see. Average lifespan of 20 to 30 years. They say occasionally they may live to be older than 35 years. That's a brown bear. I'm guessing black bears will be the same, but let's just see black bears. Oh, so black bears, the average lifespan is 15 to 25 years, but they can live up to 30 years in the wild. However, Most black bears die before they reach their early 20s. And factors that affect lifespan, human activity, of course, habitat, predation, starvation, and disease. So interesting, so they can live a pretty long time. Yeah. Oh, Marie, it was a private school where the bear was. Jesus took the wheel right back to the exit. Yep. Not today. Not today. So this is thousands flee as earthquakes rattle Greek island of Santorini. And just amazing. Like, one place I'd like to go. I hope I get the chance to go.
Santorini, one of the most beautiful islands in Greece, usually swarming with tourists, now a virtual ghost town. After several days of near constant earthquakes hitting the island, perched on the rim of an ancient volcano, residents are fleeing in droves. Since Saturday, hundreds of small and medium quakes shaking the island and its people's resolve.
Our Santorini is shaking every 10 minutes on average.
Every 10 minutes. So that would make me think that, if you have these small and medium-sized ones, that there's probably going to be a big one at some point. Maybe not, but...
A lot of earthquakes. There is concern.
In the past 2 days, at least 10 earthquakes above magnitude 4.5 have hit off the coast of Santorini, known for its stunning white and blue buildings.
I mean, in the houses, the way they're built, it's just... they're on a cliffside. It's stunning.
Buildings.
There have been earthquakes all the time, every 5 minutes. It is continuous. They don't stop at all. The entire island is traumatized.
The quakes so far only strong enough to rattle houses, causing minor damage and some landfalls. But the bigger concern, worry that the quakes could set off an eruption from the volcano at the center of the island.
Oh, geez.
Scientists say that's unlikely, but warn a large enough earthquake could trigger a destructive tsunami. That's what happened back in 1956, when a 7.7 magnitude quake struck Santorini, destroying hundreds of houses, causing a massive 20-foot tsunami and killing upwards of 50 people. The catastrophe devastated many on the island, plunging them into poverty. This time, the country says it's more prepared. The prime minister declaring a state of emergency on the island, but urging calm.
My job is to always err on the side of caution, and that is why we have mobilized, the state infrastructure in the eventuality of a bigger earthquake.
A response team is already on the island, with search and rescue dogs to find anyone potentially trapped under the rubble. Hotels and resorts asked to drain their pools so shaking water doesn't destabilize buildings.
Wow.
Schools ordered to shutter for the week for safety. More than 10,000 people have fled the island since Sunday, many boarding a ferry service.
10,000 people. 10,000 people.
For the mainland. But even with the unnerving, constant shaking, some residents say they're not going anywhere.
We will stay here. Why should we leave? If something happens, it happens. Oh well. We are locals. We were born here.
Preferring, like some have for thousands of years, to remain on this rugged but beautiful gem of the Aegean.
And NBC's Matt Bradley is joining me now. Matt, I was there just a few years ago, and even then they were saying, this volcano could go anytime. And it wasn't that long ago that it already blew once. Do scientists have any way to tell if we could see another volcanic eruption, or if the big earthquake is coming?
Yeah, the scientists have been pretty clear on this. While there are fears, it's not, totally outside the realm of possibility that there could be some sort of volcanic eruption because of this. They've been pretty clear that this is seismic, this is tectonic. It's not about volcanoes. And so it's not going to, produce the sum of all fears, a massive volcanic eruption that could just cover Santorini, that beautiful island, in ash. That doesn't sound like what that's going to happen, but it is a real worry, especially for the folks who live there. Tom?
It is a stunning, stunning place. You should go there, Matt, and just stand by, just in case, right? Put it on the NBC credit card. Say I told you you should go. Okay? All right.
I should.
All right, Matt
I've
Bradley,
asked.
thanks very
I've
much.
made calls.
I'm sure you have, Matt Bradley. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Stay up.
Oh, no. I forgot to cut off Lester again. So Marie says there was a horse at our horse camp riding lessons, a huge black horse named Thunder. I've never seen a horse or animal that big. She says someday she was going to ride it. She was 5. Never. I'm guessing that was your daughter. Biggest earthquake I've experienced was at Mount Fuji. That's the day that I learned it was an active volcano. Yeah. I've never been in an earthquake. I mean, we had an earthquake, here. Actually, last year we had one, and it just felt like it. I just thought something something was going on with the house. Like, I don't know. It was just weird. It was a weird feeling. But that was only I don't even remember what it was. It wasn't very strong. All right, so this last story that I have for you, I honestly don't know what they were talking about because this couple, they were sending a message to their daughter and they can't stop laughing. So in between laughs, the dad keeps saying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then he starts laughing again. And then the mom is trying to, say something. Well, then the husband laughs. So then she laughs. Or vice versa. So I don't actually know what type of message they were trying to send their daughter, but their laughter is infectious, and I just thought this would be a great way to end the live.
Hi, Orla. Hope you're having a wonderful time. Won't be long now till you're old. You're old. Baby. Oh, sorry, love. We're not used to making videos. I know everything will be fine.
So the husband just keeps he starts cracking, smile, and then he starts laughing. So then she starts laughing.
Oh, everything will be fine for you, love.
Right, sorry.
Oh, no, sorry, love. We have the chuckles now. Anyway, can't wait to see her. Hold her in our arms. No, you and Sean will make one.
Okay, so must be their daughter had a baby. So now I'm listening and I'm hearing. So, or maybe she's pregnant and she's gonna have a baby. Something her and her daughter's gonna be a mom.
Wonderful parents.
It's terrible. I'm sorry, Ola.
He's laughing at me. Sorry, sweetheart. Anyway.
Sorry.
Anyway, hope you have a great day, sweetheart. We will see you soon.
Yeah. Oh, I'm really sorry, Ola. We're 15, 20 minutes trying to do this.
And this is our final attempt. Love you lots. Sorry for laughing so much, but it's just looking at the two of us on the camera. What we really do mean.
Sincerely.
I love you.
Love you. Soon. Speak to you soon.
God bless.
Lovely lots.
Bye. Bye.
Watch breaking news. So yeah, that was I saw that and I was just like, that is such a great story because then they're laughing. So then I started laughing. And then they were able to talk. So, you stop laughing, but then they laugh. And so I just Googled it because I wanted to see if there was another, like an update or more information. And the only thing I could find is it says Orla Carroll's parents couldn't contain their laughter after seeing themselves on camera recording a message for their daughter's baby shower. We have the chuckles, Mom Maureen said. So their daughter was, I believe she's overseas. Let me see if I can find another. There's not really an article. Oh, wait, let's see. Oh, here, let's see. So Yahoo. Oh, see, they all have the same thing. It says Irish parents get the giggles in video for daughter overseas. It's pure laughter therapy. So that was just the headline. So it says that's what happened to a woman's parents in Ireland when they tried to make a heartfelt video greeting for her baby shower. The woman, Orla, was an expectant mother in Australia, and her parents were creating a selfie video of love and encouragement as she got ready to welcome her little one. The problem was neither of them could keep it together for longer than a few seconds at a time. And the best part is, it wasn't even their first try. Her father said they'd spent 15 or 20 minutes trying to make the video, and this was their final attempt. They weren't used to seeing themselves on video, and it proved to be too funny to handle. But the best part is how the mom would say something heartfelt like, "You're going to be wonderful parents," and then they'd both burst out laughing. Oh, she posted it on Instagram. The daughter posted it on Instagram, and it kind of... So actually, let me share this. I didn't think there was going to be more to the article, but there is. And this is from Upworthy. So the daughter had posted it on Instagram, and then the daughter must have also posted it on Storyful, and then, local media got it. People cannot get enough of their chuckles. Literally the best 2 minutes on the internet ever. I love them so much. I'm so jealous of your baby for having the best grandparents on the planet. And this is our final attempt that killed me. It's the sincerely at the end for me. I don't know how many times I've watched it today, maybe 20. Such lovely parents you have. So these are just comments that were posted underneath her post. Love their laughter. You need to save this to show that baby someday. If I had a video of my parents carrying on like this, I would cherish it forever. Videos like this truly feel like laughter therapy, which is a legitimate thing. In fact, laughter therapy has been used by medical professionals in some form or another for centuries. According to the Mayo Clinic, laughter has the following short-term and long-term therapeutic benefits for both your mental and physical health. Hey, Narcos, thanks for stopping in. So in the short term, laughter can stimulate many organs, activate and relieve your stress response, soothe tension, and long-term laughter may improve your immune system, relieve pain, increase personal satisfaction, and improve your mood. So there you go. Viral videos that make you laugh aren't just a mindless time waster after all. Here's to loving parents, raucous cuckles, share joy, and that lucky baby of Orla's who has utterly delightful grandparents over in Ireland. And I feel like I want to watch that again. We're going to watch that again, and then we'll end. Because that was just such a good video. I just love it.
Hi, Orla. Hope you're having a wonderful time. Won't be long now till you're holding your own baby.
And she says to him when he starts laughing, she says, "Stop."
Oh, sorry, love. we're not used to making videos. I know everything will be fine. Stop. Everything will be fine for you, though.
His face.
Right. Sorry.
Oh, thanks, Marcos.
Oh, no, sorry, love. We have the chuckles now. Anyway, can't wait to see her. Hold her in our arms. Know you and Sean will make wonderful parents. That's terrible.
I'm sorry, Anna.
He's laughing at me. Sorry, sweetheart. Anyway.
Sorry.
Anyway, hope you have a great day, sweetheart. We will see you soon.
Yeah. Oh, I'm really sorry, Anna. We're 15, 20 minutes trying to do this.
And this is our final attempt. Love you lots. Sorry for laughing so much, but it's just looking at the two of us on the camera. Well, we really do mean
sincerely.
Oh, I love you,
Anna. Good
love
to see you
you.
soon. Speak to you soon.
God bless.
Lovely lots.
Bye, 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 bye.
Watch breaking news on YouTube.
So funny. And I will, let's see, I can get, just in case you guys want the link, I'm going to get the link and put it in chat for you. Because it is like, I just kept watching it over and over because I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so funny. And then every time I watched, I would hear them say something else because I was so focused on laughing. Let's see, history. Here it is. So I will drop this link. Oh my gosh, that was really funny. Now my nose is running. I got tears coming down my face. All right. And I just saw, let me just go back. Okay, so we're going to look at the story because I see the headline and I'm like, I want to know what's going on. So as I was getting the link for you for that, this headline says, woman accused of assaulting McDonald's workers gets clobbered by coffee pot. So I guess, this woman tried to assault and then she got clobbered by a coffee pot. So let's see what's going on here. Then we'll wrap this up. Oh my gosh.
Madness at McDonald's, a brawl over burgers, goes viral on social media. This video shows the moment a customer is accused of jumping through the window and attacking a worker.
Wait, what? So the woman jumped through the drive-through window. I thought it had happened in the store. All right, I need to rewind because they said she came through the window. What? Oh, so they don't have that part. They're not showing that part. But this woman jumped through the drive-through window. No, McDonald's. And not chicken nuggets.
Madness at McDonald's, a brawl over burgers, goes viral on social media. This video shows the moment a customer is accused of jumping through the window and attacking a worker.
Oh my gosh.
The fight happened at a restaurant on Mendenhall.
And tonight, Memphis police are still looking for the suspects involved. Let's go to Fox 13 Sierra Jordan live at that McDonald's in Hickory Hill with a look at the video, Sierra.
Crazy.
And you also heard from the victim. What led up to this?
Well, Daryl, a customer made an order and she was not loving it. Now, this all started at this.
I'm sorry, she was not loving it. How? I've never, I've gotten, I've gotten cold fries from McDonald's. I just suck it up because by the time I realize they're cold, I've already driven off, I would never, I wouldn't fit through the drive-through window either. So there's that. But never would I try to jump through a window to assault someone over a fast food order. Because that's definitely not how you would get your order corrected. Because I know at least the McDonald's near me, if there was an issue, you just go in the store, you say, hey, this isn't what I ordered, or the fries are cold, and they will make it right. But now, whoever this woman is, I'm sure they'll be able to identify her with those pink fuzzy boots. We'll see.
Drive-through window here at McDonald's on South Mendenhall Road, and this is not the first time this customer became aggressive with a restaurant employee.
Wow, not the first time.
I feel like she should be in jail, automatic, like fast, ASAP.
It happened again. A woman believed to be Caitlin Brantley was seen on camera at McDonald's on South Mendenhall fighting with the manager. Fox 13 reported Brantley was one of the 4 people charged with aggravated assault after brutally attacking a Cheddar's employee back in 2023. Fox 13 went digging and found Brantley's Facebook. She's made several posts regarding the incident.
It's embarrassing, and everywhere I go, people come up to me and say, "Is you the boy that got jumped at Cheddar's?"
Oh my gosh! So he was the one laying on the ground. She assaulted this kid at that restaurant. She needs to not be on the street because she keeps assaulting people over food orders.
Police say a woman drove up to the McDonald's drive-thru window, explaining to the manager that her order was wrong. Investigators say the manager tried to give the customer a new order, but the woman became irate and started cursing at the manager.
See? Just like I said, you just and actually she drove up to the drive-thru. Usually, like at mine, if you go to the drive-thru and say my order was wrong, they'll tell you to come inside. But this manager was gonna, sure, I'll get you a new order.
The manager then refused to give the customer the order. That is when things got out of control. Police say the customer opened and climbed through the drive-thru window and started fighting the manager.
Oh my God.
You see the woman in the jeans jacket is the McDonald's manager, and the woman in the black with the pink boots believed to be Brantley. Police say the manager began defending herself by hitting the suspect with the coffee
manager
pot,
lost her
not
wig and
once
everything.
or twice, but 9 times.
And someone in the background is saying, "Go to sleep. Go to sleep."
The customer began throwing items, then left McDonald's by exiting through the drive-thru window.
And I hope that pot knocks some sense into her.
Letitia Ford is the mother of the former Cheddar's employee who was attacked by Brantley. For told Fox 13, investigators say there is a possibility Brantley's bond will be revoked and reduced to probation. Ford says the suspect needs to be put behind bars and be held accountable for hurting restaurant employees.
You attacking people for no reason. Probation for what? And she's still committing crimes, and I'm still going to court
exactly
for what she done to my son. And I want the people at McDonald's to get justice for what she did to them, just as well as I want justice for my son.
Now, Memphis police say no arrests have been made. We did reach out to McDonald's corporate office, but we are still waiting to hear back. Darcy, Daryl.
That is Fox 13, Sierra Jordan live tonight. Sierra, thank you. Also,
So, and I mean, her son,
begin
that
tonight
woman's
with
son,
that mystery disappearance of a passenger plane in Alaska. We have just learned that
looked like, I mean, it looked like he was pretty injured. Okay, so this they don't say exactly. It just says in the description, it says a brawl over burgers went viral on social media. Cell phone video obtained by Fox 13 documents a customer who was accused of jumping through the window and attacking an employee. So it looks like, because I just did a Google search to see if there was a update, but I don't see anything. Oh my gosh, this one Manchester Evening News has burglar climbs through McDonald's window and makes himself a burglar. Oh, what? I don't know what that is. Somebody. Wow, people are something else. I gotta tell you, over. No, grow the potatoes and go get a fresh cow. Speaking of potatoes, I have 2 potatoes I have to cook up. I want to make home fries. I want to make home fries, and I have these. I bought 2 potatoes because I was craving home fries, and I haven't made them yet. So that might be what I have for dinner tonight. Yeah, all the chicken nugget jokes. Let's see. I just want to look at some of the comments I may have missed. Yeah, Glow, those windows are small. I mean, and even like they're not. I mean, I guess if you use your car seat to kind of help you, you know, get in, but that's too, like, come on. Get her. Good for her. No ranch should be a felony. I know those pink boots are going to give her away. Well, and clearly, I mean, her face was on full blast in the video. So, I mean, there's the evidence. You need to arrest her. Oh, I know. The hot coffee is hot. That was ridiculous, that whole lawsuit. But that woman made bank for her own stupidity. Yeah. She was she was screaming, "You're going to give me more ranch." Wow. Wow. Oh, you sent me the version you saw? Oh, this looks like a different one. Oh my, what? Yeah, this is it. Looks like a different one, but this woman twerks before she left? What the? Okay, let's take a look at this. Might be a good live to do in the future. Angry customers of fast food and restaurants. We'll take a look at this one, and then I'm definitely going to go because it's actually like dark in here and the light switch is on the other side of the room. All right, let's see. Here we go. So this was from, so it says a barefoot woman was caught on camera demanding ranch from a fast food restaurant and seen twerking as she left with her prize. Wow.
She got in there. Yeah. Okay. My ranch hat. I was in your face, bitch. I was get it. All right. You better get my That's what I thought.
Wow.
Get that ranch.
What a rude lady.
Did she climb through the window? She didn't climb through the window. She climbed through the window. She climbed through the window.
Wow.
Oh,
Unreal. Oh my gosh, and he's sanitizing the coffee. That's hilarious. Tim Hortons, it looks like. I would just ask for a new coffee, buddy.
Oh, wait.
Okay. All right. So we'll save that for another time. But that would be, I think that would be a fun live to do. Like just people having breakdowns over ranch dressing, or that would be like, because I hate onions. I loathe onions. And every so often I'll do a special order, no onions on my cheeseburger at McDonald's. And what does it do? Has onions. I have never thought I'm going to go in and create a scene over onions. You know what I do? I take the wrapper and I scrape them all off. That's what I do. No big deal. These people clearly they have, some issues, especially if they get that angry about ranch dressing. And then to say, that's what I thought. That young girl was probably like scared out of her mind and said, let me just give her the ranch so she gets out. Have another look at the hot coffee story. It's not as clear cut as you think. I'll look at it again, but I remember when it happened and I was like, this is ridiculous. It says hot coffee. Or it didn't say hot coffee, but hello, if you order hot coffee, it's going to be hot. And don't put hot things between your legs. Just saying. Yeah, she twerked it out. That's a good play on words, Marie. That was good. She twerked it out. That's hot. Paris Hilton, yeah. That's hot. Oh, I can check real quick. I just saw your message. Let me just check quick. I can see if it... I don't think so. You sent it to headstonesandheadlines@gmail.com. I don't see an email from you. Let me check spam. I doubt it would. Oh, I got it. Never mind. It went to spam. Let me move that to my inbox. What the hell? I can't move it to my inbox? What is happening? But I did get it. Oh, here, not spam. There we go. All right, you won't go to spam any longer. I fixed that. Would you rather have onions on your burger or a bear under your house? Definitely a bear under my house. Definitely a bear under my house. Oh, really? Sunny said you never asked for a special order. I'm afraid they'd spit in my food. I always do. I always do. Because especially like Taco Bell, the bean burritos have onions. I have to get it with no onions. I hate onions. If there's one food I hate, it's onions. Celery is a close second. Because celery, I don't like it has like I don't even know, like just like the strands, like when you bite it, it has, ugh, can't even talk about it. It's gross. Oh, so the coffee is not as ridiculous as you think is what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll check it out. Right. It's fast food. It's not even, lots of even, not fast food. Sometimes mistakes happen. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. I would make that bear a pet. I would be like, giving them snacks all the time. And oh, Nanny hates mushrooms on anything. See, I love mushrooms. So thanks everyone. It was fun. And just another thanks to AMAC for being a member for 18 months. And Nanny, thank you so much for your late fee. But don't worry about giving a late fee in the future. It's all good. All right, y'all. Well, I don't know when I'm going to go live next. I think Sinner was thinking about going live later. I don't know if he's made up his mind. But next week, so not this coming week, but next week, I have the whole week off because it's winter break. So I definitely plan on going live more often because I will have that week off and it'll probably be too cold and snowy to go outside. Thanks, Sunnyside, for being a member for 18 months. I got to get something special for that 2 years because I just realized it's February. So it's going to be 2 years. I don't even know. It's February something. I started my channel. Let me just go look real quick. You think I would remember? I think it's like the 22nd or 23rd of February. What the heck? Oh, I hit the wrong thing. That's why. Oh, I lied. February 11th. So that is Tuesday. I might have to go live on Tuesday because that'll be 2 years. Wild. Wild. Yeah, I think we'll do that. And if not, I'll definitely do a 2-year celebration. It just might not be on Tuesday, depending on, how I'm feeling. Yeah, right? Team Brit, I thought the same thing. I thought it was like, I wonder if that's because that was my first video. Let me see. Now I'm curious. So my oldest video. Okay, so that makes sense. My first video ever. So I created my channel, but I didn't post my first video until February 25th, 2023. So that's why I was thinking the 22nd or 23rd, because my first video had 149 views. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, so that was my first video. And then my first live, I remember it wasn't even a live. It was like me talking into my phone, recording my voice with a black screen. March 26th, 2023. So about a month later. All right. So we'll definitely celebrate 2 years, but maybe just not on Tuesday. All right, y'all. Well, hey, Green, right at the last second. So I hope you have a great rest of your night. If you guys are in the path of this nor'easter coming, stay warm and don't shovel too much all at once, because you don't want to throw out your back or, have other issues. Hopefully it's a light, fluffy snow and not a heavy, wet snow. I mean, it's pretty dry outside, so I'm thinking it's going to be that, fluffy snow. But regardless how fluffy it is, a foot of fluffy snow is still a foot of fluffy snow. So I hope you all have a great night. And if I don't see you on these YouTube streets, I will see you all on the flip side.
Let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts get away now. I got better things to do, picking fate now. I just wanna be the best, call me great now. I don't know if I'm okay or insane now. I remember better days on the playground, hoping I can find my way to even when I'm feeling down, I fight. Even when I don't know what is right, I'ma pick a side and I'ma take pride. I will decide my fate and I will never let them tell me who I am. If you try to shake me, I'll be damned. Planet on the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside. I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside. I'm alone.